Morning YouTubians, Gary here with VW Jawbreaker. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the 1960 Volkswagen Beetle behind me. It's the Volksrod, Baja-ish, hot rod, rat rod, Franken Beetle until we get a better name. So on the last video, we took out the front beam. We went ahead and cut the front apron. We have it saved in the car. Don't worry, we're not getting rid of it. Got the beam out. We took the other beam, sacrificial beam, got that all prepped and ready to go. And of course we have our frame head from the other car. So this morning what we need to do is go ahead and take some of this 1/4-inch plate, get that cut, fit here, tacked in place, and then we'll go ahead and start mocking up the frame head and start working on our distances on how far the beam's going to stick out, but yet still let the hood shut properly. So without further ado, let's get to work. All right, essentially, for this cut, we need to make it where it fits into here. So roughly 5 inches would probably be good. And a width of, I think my glass is 10 3/4. 10 3/4 should fit nice right down into here. So we'll go ahead and measure up. Go ahead and measure up 5.
Soapstone. Really wish I had a plasma cutter. This would be a little easier. And what we say? 9 3/4. 9 3/4. There we go.
Use a straight edge here just to make sure we got a nice line. And today's choice of cutting tools, we'll be using the death wheel, some gloves, and safety glasses. All right, exciting the gloves. Now I'm going to move over to the bench grinder and go ahead and get this old slag and stuff kind of cleaned up. Then we'll come back. We got our plate cleaned up the best that we can for the most part. We've got a small gap on both sides, which will be good for penetration. We got it clamped in place. I'll be using my little Eastwood welder. I don't think. We're basically just going to go ahead and just get her kind of tacked in place. Well, the plus side is, worst case, I can always use my big stick welder to really go through and put some killer beads down, because I don't know if this is really burning through properly. It's only a 135 MIG, so 110 volt. Alright, well, I think that's definitely tacked in place enough for now. Alright, so we'll definitely have to go ahead and use the buzz box. So Lincoln 225, we'll use that to really make sure this is burned in well, especially on the back side. We'll fill in the front side. We'll burn it in real good on the back side. And then we'll go ahead and use the buzz box also to weld that in. And weld this in as well. And who knows, I may put another couple pieces of angle iron or something in there just to make sure it is good and solid. So essentially now, since the bottom of this frame head is a little rotted, what we're gonna do, see down here, see? What we're gonna do is we're gonna end up cutting this bottom section out.
And no, you're not even looking. Will you look?
End up cutting this bottom section out of the frame head and putting a solid plate down here, and a solid plate will also come down here on the bottom side of the beam. So essentially, we'll look about like that. What do you think? I know it's gonna work, but that's okay. You can believe me or not believe me, it don't matter. But I think next what we need to do is go ahead and work on figuring out our angles and lengths, so we can go ahead and start getting this new section sorted out. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and get this bolted in. I know we got a lot of cleanup to do. Those threads need to be cleaned out. Oh, 3, it's in place, that's what matters. So now we'll go ahead and get this frame head.
You looking? You paying attention? Probably not.
Go ahead and get that frame head mounted to the beam that's going back in. There we go. Let's get you reset up. Let's grab the jack. Let's see what this looks like. Tell you what, I'll put you there, that way not too much in the way. Should roll the car back or something. Try that again. Let me roll the car back some. These Harbor Freight dollies, they don't like to move. There, now I won't be on the angle over there. It's not centered side to side, but starting to get an idea of what I'm going for. But right here, that's not going to work. This is way too far out.
Levi! Let's get the boy out here to give me some jack stands. Put one on each side of the beam.
So that sticks out so far.
Does?
Yeah. Which I kind of figured it would.
That's a little far.
Huh?
That's a little far.
It is a little far, isn't it?
Yeah, a little far.
Alright. So to show that it's too far, let's stick the hood on it real fast. Yeah. Too far. So the hood will not shut. It's coming down and hitting the gearbox. Steering box. The box. But there you go. At least you get an idea kind of what we're going for and how it's going to work. Now these right here, the old tubes, we'll trim those back once we get everything finalized and done, because we're going to have bracing going from this beam to this beam, and then from this beam back. So everything will be tied in together, solid. Be just a matter of pulling apart a couple bolts, and you'll have everything ready to go. All right, with the hood back on, chewed up as it is, we're gonna get a measurement real quick. And you know, we got about 12 inches right there. Problem is, we're 4 inches.
Here, hold on, I'm going for a ride.
You're 4 inches away from the front of this to the beam. So the gearbox sticks out a lot more. This would be easier if we got rid of the gearbox and went with center rack and pinion mount, but trying to do it DIY, trying to keep it cost down. So we are at the top here. We're about 13 inches. That's from the front.
Hold on, going for a ride again. Can you see? And how about now?
So 13 inches, which has to include the gearbox. Man, I cannot get you guys set up right today. So if we know that the gearbox is about 4 inches forward, so that's what I say, 13, 9. So from the back of the front of the beam back, wow, we got a lot to cut off. All right, so from the front of the beam back, about there.
And bring you over. Hang tight.
You see that? So how much are we lopping off? We're having to lop off 6 inches off of this. Guess we better get to cutting, guys. I think what we'll do is lay this on top, right there. Measure from there.
Oop. 4.5. That's 4.5. Oh, that side moved. This is going to be a fun project.
At least now we have a reference line to go by. We'll run level this way. I don't know if this side, it's kind of squarish. So we might be able to use that as a reference. I can also take my tape, run it from, let's say, right there at the bottom. We'll push it around. What's that? 7 5/8. Put it there, push it around. Wow, 7 5/8, impressive. All right, well, it's time to cut. So this is pretty much double walled. So what we're gonna have to do is take the Sawzall and get the inner layer since we already cut the outer.
We got weeds.
All right, so this is what I mean by it was kind of double walled inside. You got the outer part, the inner part. That's what makes your frame head so strong. Fortunately, I had to go back that far in order to make things fit. So let's get you reset up and see if this works better. What do you think? Jack it up with the hood in place? Let's really test it. I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? We gotta lift the hood off.
Let's give it a whirl. Don't know unless you try, right? Let me move this over a little more. Try to balance it a tad better. That's probably closer. What are we hitting? Oh, I'm hitting over there. I'm still too far this way. Close enough. Alright. Take 42. No, too far this way. Man, I can't win. Oh, we gotta go way in. Can somebody guide me? Alright, what are we hitting on? Looks like shock towers are hitting on one side. All right.
Steering box. I did not want to have to do this. What it is, what it is. That worked well again. So we're hitting the steering box right here. So unfortunately, we'll have to trim this out. We'll just get something figured out. All right, got that trimmed out of the way. Try this again. Take 978, I don't know. Custom fitment. This stuff doesn't always just bolt in first try. Diggity, we're there though.
Question is, you know what? I don't want it that high. Needs to be about there, I think.
Put the hood on. See where we're at. Again. Am I kicking you? No. Ah, it's hitting the gearbox still. All right, hang tight. All right, so here's where we're at. Definitely in further. See it? Hood's not shutting all the way. It's hitting the gearbox. So we need to take, holy crap, probably about another inch off of that. We could really get that beam forward if it was not for that gearbox. Wow. But man, that's gonna look cool. It's gonna look cool. All Our tie rods will go kind of through here, so we'll have to arch this more. We'll fill this in some. I think it's going to be a winner. Man, that looks cool. That looks cool. All right, time to do some thinking. All right, I'll try to do the best I can with no shaky cam. So we've got it in place, and FYI, don't be lazy and try to grind your steering box cover. Yeah, don't ask. Ended up pulling it back out and taking about an 1/8 inch off, and now it fits. Yeah, oops, is what it is. Live and learn, right? So what was throwing me off, the reason I took a break, is if you look right here, between the shock tower and the flat part of the body, you got a good gap. If you come over here, it's just about up to it, but this part bumps out. Not sure if that was hit, or it's just the way it is. This may be a slightly narrowed beam, I'm not sure. All I know is it has adjusters in it. See, got adjusters. We need to clean this beam up anyway, but so this side over here is flat. This side over here bumps out. So that's what was throwing me. So what I did is I lined up the bolt holes from the beams, from the frame heads. Lined those up, and we were good. So here's the other part. If we look at the car, it's almost level. It's about 1 degree. We come down here, it's about the same. We'll go right here, it's about the same. So we got it level. Distance from bolt hole to bolt hole, and the two frame heads, or the two beams, sorry, the distances are the same on both sides. The other part we did is we came down here on the front beam. You really can't see, hold on. We're at 90 degrees. Now if we come over here, we're at 90 degrees. So everything is squared up. Ratchet straps are holding it in place. She is about ready to be tacked. Once it's tacked in place, we can go ahead and pull the beam off. We can go ahead and pull the inner beam off and weld up the frame head and the inner beam together. That two-stroke moped sounds daggum good, I'll tell you that much. But I'm sick and tired of hearing them zip around the neighborhood. Then again, I'm probably sure he's tired of hearing Jawbreaker go around the neighborhood, so touche, putty cat. All right, I'm gonna take a couple of more measurements just to make sure. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing tacked in place. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buzz this seam up here, which is the plate we put in and the top of the frame head extension. So let's see how well I can get in there and get that. Yeah, not very good. There, we're getting it, it's just not pretty. Having problems getting you guys in a good spot and me in a spot to weld. Let's try this. All right, that might work. Watch your eyes. I'm putting some heavy tacks on, but we got a lot of weight. If that don't hold, I'm screwed. I got a light over here so we can both see. Oh, you got in the way. And the light helped. Awesome. Where am I at? There I am. Huh. Wonder what's up with that. Dang, you got in the way again. All right, let's try that again. I wanted to burn in for some reason. Almost like the welder's going out. That ain't good. Well, hopefully that'll hold. Alright, straps are off, jack stands out. What do you know? I'm not going to sit there and try to pry it to death, but I didn't really trust my MIG too much, so I went ahead and just got the buzz box out, buzzed it in real good, burned in the other welds. Not pretty, but then again, you know, this is just trying to tack it in place. We can always clean it up. But everything stayed. Hold on, I'm gonna go for a ride. So that's the gist of it. Hold on, catching everything. I think it's gonna look pretty good myself. What do you think? Hold on. Well, that works. Got her in. Thank God for the buzz box. Kind of saved my butt today. Good old Lincoln 225. Man, I think she's gonna look pretty sharp. What do y'all think? I like it. I like it a lot. There's old beam. That's a good distance. It's about 7.5, 8 inches forward. Everything stayed level. Now this is not cut straight right here, so that's going to throw you off a little bit, but it's level. Everything's good there. So I think what we might try to do next, well, I should really pull it apart and weld it up first. But I'm nervous about welding it up just now until, I don't know, we put it on the ground and make sure it's level. That requires more effort. But we want to do this right. I know you guys are thinking this is sketchy. This is blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, it works. Trust me. You're not driving it, I'm driving it. You're not paying for it, I'm paying for it. I got this. Alright, these are not the rims and tires we're going to be running on the car. But we got the back off of the dollies. It's sitting on the ground. So let's go ahead and put this on the ground, take some measurements. Can't really roll it anywhere because we don't have steering, tie rods, any of that, but we can go ahead and at least bolt the tires on.
Nothing crazy, we just need to see how it sits.
I wish it sat like that, but jack's all the way down, I don't have clearance.
Alright, roll it out.
Coming down. Hot diggity.
Hot diggity!
Well, guys, I honestly think I can get used to that. It's almost level. Then again, we don't have an engine in the rear. Tires are really cockeyed. Gotta love swing axle. Guys, there we go. It is technically on the ground, tacked up. Hot diggity. You know what? Let me put you back on the stand. Let's double check our angles, see where we're at. And just in case you're wondering, I did max out the adjusters. So that is full ride height. Worst case, we can pull it out, wallow it, get it up some more, or we can cut and reclock it, re-index it. Man, there we go. She's extended and on the ground. Loving it. So much more work to do, but at least we're in a step in the right direction. Let me get you on the stand. Let's double check some angles. All right, hopefully you guys can see there a little bit. So I'm gonna measure here. We're almost at 90. Right there, we're at 90. Right there, we're at 90. Right there, we're at 90. We're at 90. Can you see that? I don't know, can you? Holy crap. We got it square, or level the first time, I should say. Let's check.
I can't see it that way. Hold on. Ow. The tire there now.
Looks like we're at 90 there. Whew. Almost dead on. But I can always use caster shims for the front if I need to. But that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Just out of curiosity, 8 3/4. 8 3/4. Guys, I think we did it. I'm so happy. Cannot believe I got this one right on the first try. I mean,
I know, but at the same time, it's like, holy crap, I got it right on the first time.
this is awesome. I am so happy. I am just ecstatic on how well this looks. Absolutely ecstatic. So like I said, we're gonna build some bracing. After we get everything welded up, we're gonna have some gussets on the front beam for some tubing to bolt onto. That way it can be unbolted. Come back to this beam, welded, then come back to the body and be bolted on there. That way everything can be removed, but then everything will be super rigid. So come through here, tie into here, tie back into here. Might even tie it into this frame head as well. Probably some X bracing or something. We'll make sure it's good and strong. And we still have a lot more welding to do, bracing to do. We've got a lot, guys. A lot of welding and fab still on this front end before it's done, but it's mocked up. It's on there. All right, y'all. So this is all I can do today. Unfortunately, I'm having issues with the family SUV. So it's time to get the 60 back on the dollies, get it slid over or something. I don't know. We got to figure that part out because normally I'd back jawbreaker out and pull the SUV in. I can't do that now. 60s. I guess no, I can't steer it.
Can't steer it.
Oh well, I'll make it work. Thanks guys for sticking around. I appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe and healthy. Until the next time, be good.